before I got to this part of my life. So we came here to this country, landed on ships in Virginia. That's where the first ships landed. I think it was Portsmouth. Like I said, I majored in Black Studies and Political Science. I've been out of school for some years now, so I'm a little rusty. But we landed in Virginia, and from Virginia, people came from as far west of Virginia as Texas to purchase us, human beings, and bring us to these various places: South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas. We were physically brought on these ships from the Carolinas, Tennessee, Kentucky, all over the South. We were taken to tobacco plantations, rice plantations, cotton plantations, sugar plantations, to cultivate the land that was being stolen from the Native American who was home here. Now, and African people, we all have different shades. African American people are all different shades because our bloodlines are Native American, are Caucasian, or African, pretty much. There's a lot of us that came through the islands, Puerto Rico, the Bahamas, and stopped off along those ways, and we have Hispanic blood in us, we have Spanish blood in us, but primarily we have Native American, African, and European blood throughout us. If you search our DNA, you will not find one solid African, one solid European, and one solid Native American. We are a mixture. And I believe today that the reason we're so passionate as a people is because Native Americans, the people who God placed on this land, they were not lost. Christopher Columbus did not discover them. They were not walking around blindfolded, fumbling. God knew where he placed them like he knew where he placed us. And when Europeans came and saw this land, just like when they came and saw us in Africa, the first thought that came to their mind was, wow, well, why don't we just have this? We don't have to stay in Europe and, fight and cut up over there. We can just come here and take this. Now, the original enslavement of human beings started with Native Americans, but Native Americans knew the land. It was their land. So they weren't sitting around waiting for Europeans to come with them chains and shackles to enslave them. When they saw what was going on with the Europeans, they got on their horses and rode off and traveled off. They didn't have to stay put to experience what happened to them. But what unfortunately happened to them was, in the process of process of stealing this nation from the Native Americans, because Native Americans are very spiritual people like African people. They did not believe that no human being could come and steal a land. They believed this was the Creator's land. They were the Creator's people, and you can't own it. It belongs to the world. It belongs to everybody. It's a gift for them. It was a gift from the Creator. And they were direct descendants. They were designed by the Creator to enjoy the land. And they had a responsibility to take care of it. Well, by the time they really got that, no, the European was not going to conform to their way of life. No, the Europeans did not think that, yeah, you're right, the Creator created you in the land and y'all belong here, we'll go home. Indian women, men, and children were being slaughtered in the millions, either through gunfire or just in the whole process of moving them out of their natural habitats so that this land could be stolen. So they were being either slaughtered off with guns and the Indians had bow and arrows, and their bow and arrows were no match for the lead and the guns. But they were being slaughtered off, and their lands being stolen. And finally, if you ever get the chance to see any kind of film or read a book about the Trail of Tears, I think it's called. I saw a documentary about it in college, and it's about the process of Native Americans being slaughtered off, this land being stolen, and the small numbers left marched up to North Dakota so they could go there and die in peace, I guess, was the thought at that time.